This type of game, I gotta imagine there's not much you're too disappointed with. How happy are you with the overall performance?
Well, ironically, as we have it as coaches, there's still a lot that we can work on, right? I loved the environment today. I thought we had a great crowd. I thought that was really fun. And I liked the way that we played most of the time. I think obviously we turned the ball over way too much, but I do like that we were trying to set each other up and we were trying to do things. And I thought we had much better movement offensively. I think we started in the first half and had great defensive intensity, and now we've got to be able to continue to sustain that for 40 minutes. But I do like the way that we started, and I like how we played. There's going to be technical things here and there we've got to get better at. But Valpo also did a really nice job too. I mean, they were able to knock some threes down, especially in the second half, and that's something that we needed to be able to protect a little bit more.
What about the start? I mean, is that? I mean,
I love that. I do. And you know what? On Friday night, I thought we did an incredible job of defensive intensity and how we started. And then we weren't able to translate that to the offensive end and be able to allow it to kind of happen and to have flow. We tried to keep that same thing. Now today, I think we did a much better job of how we started aggressively on the defensive end, the way that we communicated, the way we moved. And then I thought we did a much better job of being able to flow on the offensive end in that first quarter. I thought we got some really nice looks out of transition. I thought we got some really nice looks out of just some of our motion. So I do think that we got better in terms of that, for sure.
How much does that set the tone early on? I think like 4 seconds into the game, you had already taken the lead.
Yeah.
How much does that really set the tone?
You know, that's a good question. I never really think about that. I always think about, being able to get kind of a free possession when you get the tip. But I do think it does set the tone when the whole team can set the tone, and I think all 5 of us that stepped on the floor today really set the tone together. Because I think that's what makes the difference. Because if we have to create something on the very first initial shot and somebody has to create a one-on-one move or something like that, that also sets a tone. And so for us, we do a much better job of when we can set it up and we can set the tone collectively, because then it just transfers to both ends. And I think it's the same way if you don't get the tip and you can really play a great possession of team defense, whether they make a shot or not. I mean, obviously you hope they don't, but when you have a great first possession, it tends to lead on the offensive end too. And so I think we're much better when we can really come out collective and compete collectively like we did today.
Have you ever jumped out to a lead that fast before?
I don't know, maybe. Where's John when you need him, I guess, right? But honestly, I think that's something that we've had really good first quarters. I think the flow felt really good for us offensively, and I think defensively we did an incredible job of being able to get stops. I thought our on-ball pressure, I thought our guards did a really nice job of on-ball pressure, and then I thought really our back line did a nice job of being able to communicate and then finishing the play with rebounding. That makes a significant difference. So I don't know if we have. I honestly don't even look at the scoreboard most of the time. I'm watching just more of how we're playing, especially at that point. But I do really like the way that we started.
For both of you guys, how do you feel like the start of conference play has gone so far?
I'll go first. I mean, I think it's gone well, obviously. I mean, we've come out with, how many games have we played now? 4?
Mm-hmm.
4 wins, but I do think we have really focused on getting better every day, but also we have a lot of growth and we have a lot of room to improve because we're not where we want to be. So just continuing to work on that process, and really, I think defensively, I think we're making really big steps, and then just like Jenny said, translating that to offense and letting it come, getting in our flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely have so much more potential. I think we've had a good first 4 games, but I think there's definitely a ton more that we can tap into. And I think that kind of just goes back to us just focusing on getting better every day and really bringing it in practice, because our practices really do translate to our games. So if we can, bring the intensity in practice for the entire practice and then see that in the game too, that's what our next step is, I think.
She was talking a little bit about the strong start today, but I think outside of Friday's game, for only a few seconds, you guys have led pretty much start to finish in every conference game so far. I guess, how important is it to start off strong in these games especially?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like every game we want to start strong. We always want to come out and just be really together and know what we need to do on both ends. And then first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth, like we're focusing on putting full 40 minutes together, and that's just the goal that we have from the very beginning.
What you guys feel about your defensive effort today too?
I thought we really came out with a lot of communication, a lot of talk. We were able kind of to keep them contained. I think we let up a little bit there in the second half, so that's definitely something we can improve on. But I think we made some progress today with our communication, and just they play more of a 5-out, so we were able to kind of adjust to that throughout the game. And I think we played pretty well. Definitely room for improvement, though.
And you really do have to credit them. I mean, they hit 9 threes in the half. I mean, that's significant, and that's something, we as coaches needed to shift our defense, I think, earlier. I think once we did that, we started to find a little bit more success too, but you do have to credit them. I think we did a really nice job of being more aggressive in the first half, and like they've both alluded, this team doesn't have, regardless of how long we've led or how many minutes we've led or, any of that, we haven't put 40 minutes together yet, and I think that's something that we need to continue to strive for, but we've just got to be able to take minute by minute, and that's to her point of being able to do it in practice. I think we can continue to up the level in practice, and then I think the game intensity, because we do play a lot of people and we're trying to get a ton of experience and still try to play at a high level, and so we've got to be able to do that in every position regardless of what the lineups are, because we have so many different combinations.
This the closest to the most complete game so far?
No.
This-
Well, maybe. I don't know. John, you're back, so he's had a couple questions for you, I think. No, I don't know. I love some of the, there's highlight material out here, you know what I mean? And I think there were some fantastic possessions. I think there were some possessions where we might not have even made the shot, but we had incredible movement. We had great screen actions. We had great, you could tell we had some moments where we were reading each other's minds, where it was great spacing. And then we had a lot of moments where we threw it to the other team, or we hesitated for a second, or we were a little unsure and we were kind of stuck in some gray area. So I think and that's both offense and defense, right? And so I think there's plenty of room for improvement. And, I don't want to call timeouts. I want our team to be able to reset and go, especially once they've made a couple threes. Those are things that this team is very capable of continuing to do. And we know what we need to do. We have to continue to do it. So although, yes, I feel like it was a good game, I think Valpo did a great job too. I mean, they didn't let up. They didn't stop playing because we had a lead. They didn't care how we started the game. And we have to know that we shouldn't care how we start the game either. We've got to continue to play. And so there's great moments, and we're going to watch some of that, and we're going to see some of that and be really proud of ourselves for some of that.